Okay, this is Algebra 1, test number 5. We got through section 2-3, subtracting real numbers. This is part 2 of our study guide. We're picking up on number 22. We're creating our own study guide, copying them down. 22 says 4 over 6 minus 3 over 10. Anytime you are adding and subtracting fractions, the bottom number or the denominator has to be the same. The smallest number that 6 and 10 both go into is the number 30. So you have to change that bottom number to be the same, or that denominator to be 30. Ask yourself, what do I need to multiply the number 6 by to get 30? And it's times 5. Multiply the top number by the same times 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Ask yourself, what do I need to multiply 10 by to get 30? It's 3. Multiply the top number by the same 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So you have 20 over 30 minus 9 over 30. Same numbers at the bottom. It's common, so leave it that way. 20 minus 9 is 11. And there's no number that goes into both 11 and 30. So this is a simplified fraction. If you didn't realize that they both went into 30, let's say you multiply them by each other and say, well, yeah, they both go into 60. That makes sense. You would just have to reduce at the end and pull 2 out to get 11 over 30. Here's 23. Okay, 23 says 7 over 10 divided by 7 over 4. Anytime you are dividing fractions, you want to change division to multiplication. But you can't just change it and do it just like it is. Leave the first fraction alone, 7 over 10. Flip the second fraction. Use the reciprocal. 7 over 4 becomes 4 over 7. If you understand what cross canceling is, you can see that there's a 7 at the top and the bottom of these fractions. You can cancel those out and be left with 4 over 10. If you did not see what that was or what that meant, simply multiply straight across. 7 times 4 is 28, and 10 times 7 is 70. And then you could take the number 7 out. 7 times 4 is 28, and 7 times 10 is 70. But we got to simplify it one more time because there is a number that goes into 4 and 10. It is the number 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 5 is 10. So when we cancel out 2 divided by 2, we're left with the simplified version, 2/5. Right as a decimal, that says 5 over 8 or 5 divided by 8. We know that 8 doesn't go into 5, but it can go into 50. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 6 is 48. So minus 48. Long division for you, everybody. 8 goes into 20 2 times. 2 times 8 is 16. Bring down 4. Bring down one more 0. It goes into that one 5 times. So 0.625 written as a decimal, even without using any type of calculator. Remember, we did once upon a time learn how to do that. All of the work we have to do without punching in to that calculator. 5 divided by 8. Number 5 says write as a fraction in simplest form. This is the tenths place. This is the hundredths place. So since it's the tenths and the hundredths, that means it is 68 hundredths written as a fraction. Another way for most people to do that, that a lot of people are comfortable with, they know that that is in almost like a percentage. Move it over 2 spots, and it's 68%, and we know that means 68 per 100, since cent is 100. But that's not quite finished because it's not in simplest form. We can clearly see that both of these numbers are positive. So 2 times 34 over 2 times 50. These will cancel and leave us with 34 over 50. We can again see they're positive. 2 times 17 over 2 times 25. These will cancel 17 over 25. That's just simplified version. Number 26, we're writing as a percent, both 26 and 27. 4.08%. To make a decimal into a percentage, you move the decimal 2 spaces to the right. So 4.08 will be 400 408%. Don't be scared of it going over 100%. That's correct. 408%. Written as a 5/7 means 5 divided by 7, just like we did a little while ago. It goes into 50 7 times, minus 49, you get 10. It goes into itself 1 time, minus 7, you get 3. It'll keep going like that. It goes into 3 4 times, you get 28. Then becomes 20. It goes into that one 2 times, 14. It's going to keep going. This is as far as we need to go for right now, 0.7142. But it says, let's just say it rounds to that 0.7142. Written as a percentage, just like number 26, in order to make a decimal into a percent, you move it over once, twice, and the decimal is going to go 71.42%. That's 27. Finding the perimeter of this figure. We've dealt with perimeter for several weeks now. It's equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Remember, it doesn't matter which one you call length and width, but just out of habit, call the long one the length. It's not going to change it and make it wrong otherwise. Your perimeter is unknown right now. 2 times the length of 4 feet plus 2 times the width of 1 foot. So 2 times 4 is 8 feet. Plus 2 times 1 is 2 feet. Your perimeter equals, when you add those up, perimeter is 10 feet. If you can't remember what perimeter is, think about securing the perimeter. It's the distance around something. Think about a fence around something. 29 says a car travels 328 miles in 8 hours. Find the rate, round to the nearest. Okay, so we're looking for the unit rate. Rate is the same thing as speed. We know that rate from what we've been doing over the last several weeks equals distance over time. The way we can remember that is because we know that our speed in a car is miles per hour, or a distance divided by time. Miles is a distance, time is T is a time, or hours is a time measurement. So we have 328 miles. That's our distance measurement. So on the top of our fraction, 328 miles. Our rate is unknown, and our time measurement is 8 hours. So in place of our T, we'll put in 8 hours. So all we did for that one right there, if we're going ahead and naming everything, we just substituted in given values. Seems like we got away from that a little bit. We need to be able to do that with everything we do. So now we have rate equals 328 divided by 8. It's miles per hour. They're not going to cancel each other out, miles per hour, but that makes sense for a rate because speed is miles per hour. 8 goes into 32 4 times, and it goes into 8 1 time. So the rate, when you divide it, is 41 miles per hour. And all that was division, because of order of operations. So we're evaluating u plus x times y. When u's 15, x is 5, y is 3. In place of u, you plug it in 15, or you substitute in 15. In place of x, you plug in 5. And in place of y, you're going to plug in, in place of y, you're going to plug in 3. So we have 15 plus 5 times 3. All that is substituting in, again, given values. Order of operations says we have to do multiplication before addition. So 5 times 5 is 15. That's still being added to this 15. All that is multiplication. We do that first because of order of operations. Then finish it up. 15 plus 15 is 30. And that is just adding at the end because of order of operations. (31) says evaluate the expression AB squared when A is 6, B is 3. So again, in place of A, you're going to plug in 6. So 6. In place of B, you're going to plug in 3. So times 3. All of that is being multiplied by each other in parentheses, then squared. So that is, just like before, is substituting in given values. Multiply 6 times 3, you get 18 squared. That's just doing what's inside parentheses first. Order of operations say to do what's inside parentheses first. So now we have 18 squared. That means 18 times 18. That's evaluating exponents because of order of operations. And 18 times 18 is 324. Okay, here's the last question. Again, copy. You don't have to copy this whole thing down. Copy the formula, copy the fact, copy the 69 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it says, what is it in degrees Celsius? So you really need to copy. So C equals 5 over 9 times F minus 32. Okay. In place of F, that's our formula. In place of F, we know we can plug in 69 degrees. So 69 minus 32 is in parentheses times 5 over 9. All that is substituting in given value 69. 69 minus 32 is 37. And that's just doing parentheses because of order of operations. Now multiply straight across. 37, every number that's an integer is considered over 1. You can multiply straight across. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 3 is 18. And 9 times 1 is 9. So C equals 185 over 9. That's just multiplying because order of operations. Back to the video. And it says 185 divided by 9. When you divide that, you get 37.8. And it says round to the nearest tenth. So Celsius degrees is 37.8. And that last step, all it is dividing because of order of operations.